welcome to Basketball Talk Pro. My name is Ron Ekker. First of all, I would like to give the rewards for the coaches that earned them with making up a play, making up their own play that related to the Monk offense. Reward number one is B.J. Mumford. B.J. has won another award at least, maybe more than that. The second award is Steve Pankowski from Pennsylvania. The third award goes to Rick Starzicki in Colorado. And the fourth award goes to Arthur Big Eve, and I hope I'm pronouncing that name right, last name right, Arthur. And he, of course, he's from Russia. I wish that more of you would take the time to be involved in these drills. I just don't understand, if this is your profession, you want to master it, why you would not do these things wholeheartedly and intensely, because they all train you. This is part of the training. Making up plays can really help you, because one day you can have all your plays that you've made up, that they're your personal plays for your personal system. And this is powerful. So, you know, you need to get involved, not just the guys that are really working hard at their profession, but all of you do. And that bothers me. I hate to think of players having to play for players, for coaches that have that little interest in their profession, because it's the players that in the long run suffer. So you need to get involved. You need to do these things. They'll pay off for you in the long run. Well, today we're going to go through the Monk rules, the Monk offense rules. We've skirted this issue before, but today we're going to be a little bit more in depth. And that's one of the reasons that I want to do this with you. They are in the book, and they're explained in the book with depth. But I'm not sure all of you have the book, and so I want to make sure that you have depth. These rules aren't to be given to the players. I've never given them to the players, but as coaches, you need more depth than the players do in dealing with it. So I want that to happen for you, and I also want you to take these explanations and spend more time in personal study of the rules. This is important. You can get a lot out of just studying each rule and imagining what can happen, and mental practicing each rule. And then the last reason I want to do the rules again is that I want you to have mastery of the rules. You cannot do a good job of teaching anything unless you've mastered it. So this is important to you, that you master these rules, and then the players will master them. Now I'm going to do this by the method we've used before, where I talk over the rules, not an actual video of it, and I'll do that now so that you can get a good grasp of what these rules are. And well, you can see that we can put all of the rules on one page, though you may not be able to see the whole page now, but you will shortly. We divide it into 5 areas. 2 of them are out of sight right now, but you see them in a little while. And so we have 5 areas of rules that we use. And I'll go through those now, but I want to repeat what I'm probably going to repeat a lot of times. I do not hand these out to the players. I'm only doing this with you because I'm hoping that you will get a little bit more depth in what each one of these rules mean
by going over it together. So let's start right at the top. What can you do when you're away from the ball according to the rules? Well, the first thing is screen. You can screen down, you can screen away, you can backpick. That's your choice and your intelligence at the time. Or number two, you can cut. You can cut to the basket, you can cut to the ball, you can cut to the post up, and you can do the cutting with or without a screen. So right there in two areas, you've got a lot of things you can do already. And we'll keep going. Fill. Provide a passing lane for a man with the ball or to keep spacing. Almost have to see that in a game situation. And we would talk about that in our practice situations. Clearing should be fairly easy. You're clearing an area for a drive or for a cut. This is something you have to recognize and see as part of being having a team. So those are the four things that we encourage you to do without the ball, away from the ball. Now with the ball, the first one is going to strike you a little funny. With the ball, the first thing is shot. Look immediately for shot. If not there, look for drive. The reason we put that out there like that is that when you make a move off a screen or a cut or whatever aggressive move you're making, the minute you get the ball is when you're going to be most open. It doesn't take long for the defensive player to adjust. So we look for shot first. We don't say take shot. We look to see if we have a shot. We don't, then we look for drive because that's the next aggressive thing and falls into an order. Shot, then to drive, and you can drive to the basket or you can drive for a jump shot. If not, then you look for passing. You first look to pass to cutters, then to perimeter passing. Please pay attention to that. Look inside for cutters, then look to perimeter pass. Perimeter passing only looks good in drills, but it doesn't get much done. Cutting, getting the ball to cutters gets a lot done. For one thing, good shots. Okay, that's away from the ball, with the ball. Now, we have some general rules. These rules are fit in there so that we can, make adjustments at the time. Let me move this down just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Okay, general rules. First one is probably anti what most coaches want you to do, and that is hold the ball for 3 counts before passing. You want to give the cuts a chance. You want to get the movement a chance. There is a tendency among players to catch the ball and pass it. That really gets you nothing unless you just happen to hit a guy cutting. But for the most part, those passes go around the outside because they're easy to make. We want you to hold the ball and look in there and give the cutters a chance. And then the screener always, these are general rules now for everybody. Screener always moves after a cut off of the screen. I'm screening, you cut. I need to move. This is what makes this offense so powerful. First, you got to guard a cutter, and then you got to guard the screener who's popping, rolling, posting up. He's got a lot of options in there. So every cut is really a possibility for 2 shots, 2 different shots. Then perimeter spacing is 15 feet apart. We tell our players to look like you're on a string and 15 to 18 feet apart. This gives you good spacing, and it also gives you good cutting avenues. It gives you good screening possibilities, but it keeps people from clogging up the middle. Perimeter spacing is 15 to 18 feet apart, as I said. If you are not posting, this is the fourth part of these rules, general rules, you're a perimeter player. Don't try to be a post-up player if you're not posting. You should be out on the perimeter following these same rules. Okay, now I'm going to move it up a little bit more. Right here, we have what we call our automatics. These are things you must do. This is the only thing we enforce for you to do. First of all, when you make a pass, you either cut, screen, or fill. Don't pass and stand. Pass and cut, pass and screen, pass or go to fill. A filling isn't a part of this offense. Number two, low post, high post, either one. If you're in the low post or in the high post, 3 counts, then you must move out. Very big tendency for the guys to plant themselves in there. And for coaches, they think they got a good post-up player, so they set him in there and set him in there. Well, you might as well go to a play then. This guy's got to be able to move and be a part of the team. 3 counts, then he's got to move out. He can come back in. And one place he can move is from the low post to the high post, vice versa, high post to the low post. But then he's run out of options. He's got to get out and do something, screen or cut, either one. Then the third one, if you're on the weak side, you must be spaced at least 15 feet from the lane, not the basket, the lane. We want you on that weak side to be spaced out. Now you can cut and you can screen, but if you're just spacing, you got to be at least 15 feet from the lane. We want that middle open for cutters. If overplayed, this is very important. If overplayed, cut to the basket, then fill or screen. So anytime you're overplayed, there's no hesitation about this. No stammering around and looking at should I, shouldn't I? No, you're overplayed, cut. That cut, whatever cut that we have shown you, and you'll see most of the cuts. This is important because if you get overplayed and you keep trying to bump the guy off and hold your hand out, just slows the offense down. We don't need that. Back cut him and come out the other side and then go back to work. On any shot, 2, 3, 4, and 5 rebounds, 1 protects. This is a general rule. It's an automatic, but it also can be adjusted a little bit for your personnel or a situation. So we go over this, but we want offensive rebounds, and we know that they cut down fast breaks on the opponent's fast breaks, and we know that they're good high percentage shot usually results from it. Okay, the next section, the last section, is don'ts. You can't do these. These are 2 things you can't do. Why? Because they slow down the offense and they make it 2-day player game. We don't want that. The first one is the one that always gets attention with a new team. Don't screen at the ball. Screening at the ball may be fine in a play, may be fine at the end of the game, but in the Monk offense, it's just stalls everything. You turn a nice team play into a 2-man play with guys standing around the outside. Can't do it. We don't allow it. And the second one is don't go behind the man with the ball. The reason for this is we are an aggressive team, passing team. We're looking inside. If you take your man behind the passer, he can slap the ball away. He can harass the guy. It distracts him from what his job is, and that's to look inside and make those passes. Well, That's simple, and that is what we do. Uh, Time after time, year after year, this is the rules that I put in at least 35 years ago, and I never changed them. Don't need to. They fit. They can. We can get everything done that we want to get done. Now, the players learn these rules during practice by you as a coach correcting them if they don't do the rule properly. For example, if they're overplayed and don't cut to the basket, you have to remind them of that because that's an automatic. It's not a choice, it's an automatic. And the same thing with the don'ts. But you also have to remind them of those things that are not automatics or don'ts, but recommendations. And so there's a lot of work in here. First person that's got to know these rules very well is you. And you got to spend some time with them, brainstorming after a pass, a cut, screen, or fill. How do you do that? You know, sit down and think that through. Low post, high post, moving out. How do you even do that? You got to get all of that down. You got to have some depth in what you're bringing to these players. Well, that's it for the rules, and we'll go now to a short ending, and then we'll leave it at that. This isn't complicated. Thank you very much.
Well, those are the rules, and they're pretty simple. But I want you to master those rules. I want you to have the depth when you're teaching your players the rules, or any offense or defense or drill that you're showing players. You must master them yourself first, so that you have the depth that you can do a good job of pointing things out. So personal study is important, and knowing the rules well yourself is important. Well, that's it for this time. I thank you again for watching our show. We're up to 115 now, and I appreciate the fact that you have the kind of interest you do. We've got about 300 coaches now that watch these shows and the videos, and some of them are actually going through all of the videos. So we appreciate that, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.